MonoRants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about our favourite cult and lesser known films. And now that y'all know we have no taste, we can review whatever the hell we want. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades Mono, and slamming her face into a big old pile of cocaine is my co-host and master of none Kira.
It's not cocaine, it's, what you call them? Raisins!
Yeah, getting in early with the references. After Doom, we have to kind of drop the pretense that we know anything about good films.
I don't care what you say, Doom is a hill I will die on, and
Yeah.
Alongside Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, so we're going sticking with action, and we're going for wall-to-wall action this week with very little plot, with 2005's parkour frenzy of a film, District 13.
District 13 is amazing.
Oh, I love it. I love it to the point where, I didn't even actually bother looking up what it scored on anything. I've just realised. I actually don't care. I fucking love this film. It could be 2.1 on IMDb and 5 on Rotten Tomatoes for all I fucking care.
It did actually get some really good reviews, though, because it was at the time when kind of big budget blockbusters were falling off.
Well, it was the same year as Doom. It was 2004 in France, but up to 2006, 2007 for various worldwide releases. Like in Ireland, it was 2006, I know.
But action had been there's a very distinct style to 90s action films.
Yeah.
And it was starting to move away from those. And people were looking for different things, like things to be gritty. I think Children of Men would have been around the same time where that was down on the ground action, that long panning sequence. I wouldn't call
Children of Men an action film. There's definitely action in it.
But it was very different.
Oh, yeah.
The style of it was very, very different. And this, again, fits the bill for something that, say, wasn't maybe as polished as a Jackie Chan film.
No.
But it really struck a chord. Davy Bell had already kind of been in the public eye. He had done an advertisement for BBC. This notion of parkour was starting to take off. It was starting to circulate on YouTube. This thing
I remember
France,
the first I saw of this
capitalised on it perfectly.
Oh yeah, well the first I saw of this film was that opening chase sequence on YouTube, and I must have watched it about a fucking 100 times because as you well know, I used to be into parkour.
Yeah.
I did it for 3 or 4 years before I became the lazy fat bastard that you see and hear before you.
And I have the balance of a pregnant cow, so going about my daily life.
You never really did get into the parkour.
I can't even walk down the road without falling over.
But yeah, no, this was completely new action-wise, and any of the reviews that I did bother to read were mostly praising about how fast-paced and insane the action is, and it's really, really good, because there's a fair bit of good martial arts stuff in there as well as the parkour.
Yeah, the two do tend to go hand in hand. People who've practiced one tend to pick up the other.
Yeah.
But then as well, it's these long panning shots where there's no edits. They're doing these things.
Yeah, well, that was one of the big things about it as well, was that there was no wire work. Or no, I'm pretty sure there was actually no wire work.
No.
And the only CGI there is removing of landing mats for the particularly big jumps.
All the names off the back of the NFL jerseys.
Yeah.
But right. Taking out crash mats and stuff like that, or just stitching together, for that big jump, they probably had him just jump and roll and just stuck that on the end.
Which the big jump at the start, or at the end of the start chase sequence?
Yeah.
No, he did that.
Gravel.
He did that. There was a crash mat, but what you see, that jump, he did it in one, and he landed on the crash mat, he rolled and kept going.
Yeah, no, but I was saying they probably did cut out the crash mat end and just stick him in doing a little roll just to tidy up the sequence.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
But that is a big fucking jump.
But yeah, no, everything you see in this film was done pretty much, practically, and without wires. Certainly the parkour stuff, maybe some of the fight stuff, there might have been a bit more.
Well, there is a good bit of wire work in the casino sequence, but that involves people being removed by them.
Yeah. That's true. But before we get too far into it,
yes,
those words that I always use before I go into a summary. Shall we go into a summary?
Yes, we shall.
9 years ago, into the not-too-distant future of 2013, the dangerous and crime-ridden slums of Paris have been walled off to keep the posh British people safe from the rowdy Irish inside District 13. At least in the dubbed version, that's how it comes across anyway. After his sister is kidnapped by local crime boss Taha, our hero Leto must team up with the best and most violent cop France has to offer. Only by working together can they rescue Leto's sister and stop a nuclear bomb from killing everyone in the district. Yeah, there's a nuclear bomb too.
There's a lot in this.
Yeah, there is a lot in this, despite it being quite a short film.
Yeah.
And it is, I remarked on that just before we recorded, actually. In terms of, like, scenes and set pieces, there's not a whole lot. But the flow of the film, fittingly enough, is really good. Yeah. And really smooth.
It's Luc Besson written and produced.
Yeah, well, Luc Besson co-wrote it with the guy who plays BB Nasseri.
He's brilliant.
He's fucking brilliant.
He's such a good villain.
Taha is fucking great. K2 is really good as well.
I like K2, but I love Taha. And Taha does that thing that I always enjoy, where villains get more and more paranoid as they're going along.
Yeah, and he's great over the top.
Oh, yeah. And I do enjoy an over-the-top villain. Like, I'm a huge Disney fan, so anytime anyone does anything like, you know, you fools.
Yeah.
Which he does get a bit kind of Disney villain-esque towards the end.
He definitely does. He definitely does.
I always love that. I like a deranged villain, and he's a good one.
But yeah, he co-wrote it with Luc Besson, but he still had to audition for the part of Taha.
Yeah. Well, just because you write it doesn't mean you can do it.
Doesn't mean you can act, yeah.
Look at, what's his name? Did The Office.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's an opinion that will divide people fairly quickly. But yeah, we wouldn't be a big fan of Ricky Gervais here in MonoRants.
Like I will say he can write good stuff.
He can write good comedy.
I just don't think
he can do good stand-up. I think anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't mind Extras. I wouldn't be a big fan of The Office. Extras is pretty funny, but yeah, I've never really liked any of his stand-up shows.
You know, just because you can write it doesn't mean you're actually funny.
But yeah, well, BB definitely is. He can write and he can act. He's fucking great. And the director was Pierre Morel, who directed Taken and From Paris with Love and a couple other things, so he knows his action.
Yeah.
I mean, and this was done before Taken, so...
No, this is very slick.
Oh, it is. It's fucking fantastic. This would be one of my favourite action films, certainly one of my favourite, like, after 2000 action films, because I don't think anything will top Terminator 2 for fantastic action.
No. Aliens?
Aliens is an amazing film, but Terminator 2 is a better action film.
Oh, and then, I'm sorry, there is the bus flip in The Dark Knight. But that's only one scene.
Well, Dark Knight's a pretty good action film as well, but it's more of a superhero film than anything else.
And, I'm sorry, Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero. It's in the title. It's in the title.
And I love a dodgy Schwarzenegger film.
That might be one to do for the podcast, actually.
I love a dodgy superhero or Schwarzenegger film, and I love Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero is particularly good. Yeah. It really, really is.
But this is a really nice action film. There was a couple around the time. When was On back out?
I want to say a year or two before this. There was the whole Tony Jaa
movement.
I mean, I don't know how big of a thing it was, but to me and to our group of friends, the Tony Jaa movies were fucking big, like, and we watched them all to death. And the comparisons I did see in reviews were between this and things like On Back and Tony Jaa's fight sequences, saying that maybe they weren't as like technical as his fight sequences. But then it's a parkour action film rather than a martial arts action film, so I'm okay with that.
I have actually never watched this in the dubbed version until today. I had the displeasure of having to watch it with the dubbing. I don't recommend it.
Well, I do if you want to laugh, but if you certainly not the first time you watch it.
Subtitled version.
If you've never seen it, definitely watch the subtitled version.
There is a bit lost in translation, just in the passion. Like, even though it's in French, you lose some of.
Well, we were saying that particularly with K2's intro.
Yes.
Which is probably a good time to talk about his character as well, is that he's this massive mountain of a guy, but he's real, like...
He's got K2 shaved in the back of his head, it's brilliant.
Yeah, he's
a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big bloke, and he's brash and, like, confident and...
The best part about how massive he is they all drive little Imprezas, because it's France.
Yeah, they're all in small Subarus.
They're all, these small...
Subarus.
Yeah, and he's just hilariously wedged into it.
Yeah, he doesn't really fit in that.
But the opening sequence of the film...
Do you find the size of my vehicle comical?
But it's France, it's all tiny cars.
Yeah.
But the opening sequence just before he rocks up to the building, where it pans through the district.
Yeah, that's
and it gives you a really nice overview of what life is like inside this walled off area of the city. So it's burnt out cars parked to like next to real fancy ones that are like the gangbanger cars. Some apartments are nice, some are disgusting, there's people shooting up, you know, there's kids playing next to it.
Yeah.
The supermarket's got armed guards outside it.
Yeah.
So it establishes all of that just in a pan through from the wall into this apartment building.
Yeah, there's a lot done in the background with the sets that basically set up just how slummy and dirty and fucking horrible this place is. They do show not tell very well in this film.
Yes.
They really do. But yeah, no, K2 is great, and he suffers the most in the dubbed version.
Oh God.
Particularly from his intro, because he comes up and he's just this, like, he's cocky and he's kind of fast talking and he's messing with the two guys from the other side, threatening them, but never actually threatening them.
Yeah, he's kind of like suave, and you know, he's a little bit way.
Yeah, but the two guys that he's talking to they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, they know something bad is going to come. They're just not sure.
There's 4 other lads in the car.
Just sitting, looking at them the whole
all
time.
All squished in because it's an impreza.
But yeah, even though we watched it subtitled and I don't know a word of fucking French, I got a lot more from his character in the subtitled version.
Yes.
Just hearing him speak his actual language than when we watched it in dubbed. And he's just this weird
American,
bad
Italian,
mafiosa sounding guy.
Yeah. And it really is, it leans very heavily into the whole kind of like bada bing, bada boom, like stereotype of it. Yeah. And they do that again later.
Hang on, the actor's name is like Tony DiMario, so he does have a like mob sounding name.
Yeah, he does.
The actor actually passed away, unfortunately, in 2005.
Which is very, very sad. He's brilliant in this.
Oh, he's great in this.
I just love the fact that he has K2 shaped on the back of his head. I don't know why that makes me so happy, but whenever they did it, they didn't take it. They obviously got to lean his head forward, and they didn't take into account the big guy neck fold. Big jockey bald guys all have that neck fold in the back where you can put a brick in it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of eating the two.
Yeah,
and it just amuses me every time I see it.
No, my favourite K2 bit is
the shopping bag of guns.
The shopping bag full of guns. Your man runs up to him and just holds up the shopping bag and he takes out 2 guns and looks at them, picks one and puts the other one back in, and your man just runs back outside of the building.
He's just bag of cans.
Yeah, he's just the bag of guns guy. But yeah, no, K2 he's really fun in this. And as usual, there's not a huge amount of characters in this. Probably the fewest ever.
Well,
really.
He's the first kind of, you get a little bit of the setup there because you've got the David Bell character is established as being in this building. Yeah. They focus in on him, but they don't really show anything. And then you've got these 2 guys downstairs guarding the front door with guns who are having this interaction with K2. And he's looking for their boss, the assumption being that this guy that
the guy that we've seen upstairs, is the boss.
Is the boss, and they call him Mr. Clean, and he doesn't have any trouble in the building, and like there's no drugs.
No drugs in the building, no graffiti on the building.
Yeah, and
the lift works.
The lift works, and it seems to be like the only nice building in the area, and it's a point of contention because he won't allow any dealing or corruption to go on. So you've already established that he's a thorn in the side of the big boss.
The big bad, yeah, because as we see, what he's done is he's stolen a shitload of heroin and is pouring it down the bath.
Yeah. He's getting high as balls too, because he's just like mashing it down the drain
just
with his
contact
hands.
High, yeah.
Because you do, like, you absorb it. That's how they discovered
and he's running hot water over it.
Yeah, so. But that is not how they discovered LSD. Was he absorbed it through his fingertips?
Yeah, I don't know if heroin is quite as bad.
But the amount of it, he's just piling it in there, and it's billowing up.
Oh yeah, and then he's pouring bleach.
Oh, anything to get rid of it.
Probably what fuels him through the chase sequence that follows shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, no, it's heroin.
Yeah, true. He would have just laid down for a nap. But yeah, no, K2 is really good fun, and Taha is just brilliant.
Yeah, he's very Black Mask in that animated one.
Under the Red Hood.
Yes.
Yeah, he does. He just gets more and more pissed off.
Yeah.
The way he dispatches of his own men is reminiscent of Killer Number 2 from Bunraku.
Yeah.
He's quite
blatant
fond of
disregard for his own man.
Yep, it's brilliant. All the hallmarks of a great bad guy.
Yeah.
The only criticism I would have of Taha is he's not in enough of the movie.
No.
He's not around for long enough.
No, he's not. He is fun, though, for what he's around for.
So there are our 2 main bad guys, and then hundreds and hundreds of goons.
Many goons.
Many goons.
Many goons.
And then our good guys are Leto, who's Davy Bell, who's
runs the block, keeps it clean.
Yeah.
Doing his thing. His sister, who just works in the local supermarket, she's minding her own business.
It's supposed to be a bit of... Most of the time that she's on screen, she's never taking any shit, except for when she's drugged out of it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, she generally tends to be quite...
She's mouthy.
Yeah, mouthy and uppity and ready for a fight.
Yeah.
And then Damien, our aforementioned incredibly violent cop.
Yes.
who
all the violence.
Who likes
who
to
actually resembles a friend of ours, which is quite funny.
Yeah, he really does. And said friend probably wouldn't be upset at the comparison, to be honest with you.
No.
But yeah, Damien is the best undercover cop in all of Paris, it seems, and, you know, likes to uphold the law to the letter, but very violently.
Wouldn't you love to see a Peter Sellers, Sebastian Falcon mashup of like two cops?
Cyril Raffaelli.
Sorry, Sebastian Falcon's not in this.
No, he's not in this. He was in
the other one,
the Casino Royale
sequence.
Yeah. But speaking of Damien, the introduction to him, the casino fight.
I'm sorry, the fucking guy that he's...
Carlos.
Yes, that's his name.
The mob boss that he's undercover
the bad with. Cuban... I don't know what stereotype he is supposed to be, but he looks like an extra from the Addams Family Values.
He looks like a bad Cheech Marin.
Why is he wearing so much eyeliner?
I don't know. That guy's fucking hilarious.
He is brilliant.
Carlos is great.
I'm kind of sad there's not more of him, because he also is good deranged villain. But
yeah.
What? Like, he's in a white 3-piece suit with like the big fedora with this mad curly hair and a beard and a lot of eyeliner. But he's about 60.
Yeah.
And the only thing he's missed, and like he's got all the gold rings and stuff, but he drives a piece of shit Ford Cortina that he's oddly like fucking... I
don't think it was a Ford Cortina.
Well, I don't know, it was a piece of shit anyway. But he's like, no, I'm after spending a fortune getting
it's supposed to be a classic car here.
Whatever. Getting this like fucking detailed. And
he's just moaning about the car for like fucking 10 minutes.
And he's calling the guy Pedro, and he's racist towards him, but he's also Italian or Spanish or whatever the fuck.
I don't think he's French. He might be speaking French, but I don't think he's French.
No. It's just weirdly hilarious. And again, total disregard for his own goons.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't dispatch as many of them as Taha does.
No, but does leave
but
them
probably
to their
would,
own
given
demise.
the chance.
Yeah.
But what I really like about the casino scene, and it was something that we were talking about just before the record, is it's just so ridiculously violent. But it kind of fits because
all of the areas seem to be ridiculously violent.
If parts of Paris are so fucking bad and dangerous that they had to wall it off, surely the rest of it's not going to be amazing and posh and lovely. So yeah, you've got this dirty underground casino, and cops are allowed to blow away about 50 guys, and then walk out and just be told, "Yeah, good job."
Well,
like nobody gives out to them for excessive force.
It has jumped ahead about 6 months. Because the whole reason that we end up in the casino in the first place is because...
Oh, well, that was just because we were talking about Damien.
No, but when you've got Leto and his sister, the whole reason they end up getting dragged into is Leto nicks a load of coke or heroin from Taha, dumps it all. They are sent to find him. The ensuing chase sequence is stupidly good.
Oh, it's amazing.
With some like banging French hip hop over it.
It was a bold claim when I stated that the What Do You See visual in Sunshine was one of the most amazing visuals in the last 20 or 30 years of cinema. But I'll stick by it. And likewise, that chase sequence is one of the best chase action sequences of the last 20 or 30 years as well.
It's so good.
So good.
The idea, because he is going through these impossibly small gaps and up things, and there's there's one guy who kind of gets off easy in that he doesn't get the shit kicked out of him, he just gets fucked down a stairwell.
I mean, he's dead when he hits the bottom.
Oh, he is well dead when he hits the bottom.
Sure, he got off easy.
He just kind of gets tossed carelessly.
But yeah, as Leto's running past him, he's just like, nope, and pushes him, and your man just goes flying down the hole.
Because some of them do get like proper fucked up. The guy...
Your man gets kicked in the head.
Yeah, not the guy who takes the swan dive out the window.
But the guy who gets kicked in the head after that when he comes back on the rope.
That hurts.
You feel that one.
And the poor people who live in the block are just having these gangbangers like breaking in through their apartments and running through. And it's like living in GTA. But,
yeah.
But the idea that like, because there's quite a few of them, because a few more cars pull up.
Yeah.
And they're all swarming all over the building. So there's
Taha
these groups.
says,
he's getting chased by 2 or 3 groups.
Taha says later on that 12 of them went
there's
to
more
get
than
him.
12
But there's
of them.
way more than 12 run into that building.
Well,
way more. I'd say there's about 20 of them run into the building.
But it's so fun because he keeps encountering all these different groups who are all like trying to chase him.
Yeah.
Because they're shouting to each other, oh, he's going up the side of the building, or he's heading to the roof,
down this way.
or yeah. I just like the idea, this kind of almost Scooby-Doo kind of door sequence going on.
Yeah, it nearly is. One of the things actually that I always remember about it is, you know, towards the end of that chase sequence, after he does his massive big jump.
Yes.
And none of the rest of them follow him after that.
No.
From there on, what you see him do, he pretty much did, that was like the audition that David Bell did for like the producers of the film.
He just booped in.
When Luc Besson was trying to be like, this is the guy we need for the film.
His dad invented it!
Yeah, well no, he invented it based on what his dad...
Method natural, which his dad was taught in the French military.
But yeah, he basically went up to the top of the building and was like, I'll see you in about 30 seconds. And they were like, no way. And 30 seconds later, he was down at the bottom. But what you see there is basically what he did for them.
Because that set of steps then kept popping up over and over again on YouTube because it became almost like a pilgrimage for...
Yeah, well, there was another...
For people who practice parkour to go and like...
There was like a place in... I think
there's
it's in Lille.
Park.
Yeah, the park
with the big
in Lille.
red shark fin sculpture.
And that's like the mecca for kind of parkour people. But yeah, any of the locations for this film are equally like, if you're a parkour person and you're in France, you got to hit up these spots.
Yeah. And you can see why there's loads of it. And that's what this movie showed parkour to its fullest.
Oh, yeah.
This is exactly what it's for. It's for running away really efficiently.
Yeah, running away really efficiently and really fast.
Yeah.
But, that chase sequence is just phenomenal.
I love the way that starts where they're about to break in the door.
Yeah.
And just as they go to charge it, he kicks the door out.
Knocks the 2 of them.
Gets them both in the head with it.
Yeah. But I think as much as I love that chase sequence, I nearly prefer the bit that follows a few minutes later. And I know we're talking a lot of plot elements, but
it's funny.
We'll stop after we kind of reach a certain point in the film. But this is early on, and there's kind of a fake out kidnapping where after they fail to get Leto, K2 goes back and Taha's like kills a bunch of guys until he gets a suggestion for what to do next. And K2 suggested as we go and we kidnap his sister. And they go to the kid.
Yeah, because if we get the sister, he'll have to come out.
Yeah, but there's a couple of really nice bits in there as well. Like when they go to the supermarket and the 2 lads doing security with guns are just like, on you go. We're not going to stop K2 and his gang from going in. And when she gets kidnapped from the supermarket, there's that bit that you noticed where the old man that she's serving at the supermarket, after she gets dragged off by a bunch of guys with
kicking
guns,
and screaming, he's just like, oh, come on, who's going to check me out now?
Yeah, just leans on the checkout and kind of like, oh, well, I just have to wait now. And it's obviously just another day in District 13.
Yeah, because that's it. He's like, oh, we're not here to cause trouble. Like, the security are just there to make sure the supermarket still operates. They're not...
Yeah.
They're not getting involved for one person.
Yeah, the supermarket can stay open after they leave and nobody steals anything.
They're just there to get one person. Yep, fine.
On you go, lads. It's not worth dying over.
She does put up a good fight. Good girl.
Oh, she does, yeah.
They literally kicking and screaming. Then there's 5 of them mashed in that car.
Her dubbed voice is probably one of the worst in it, the terrible Irish accent.
Yeah, they've made them Irish for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason, everybody inside District 13
low class
is
accents, like it's inner city
Dublin accents,
inner city London accent, or like and then the higher ups are all like
all the police people and politicians
are
and
proper
everybody.
British.
Yeah. Yep, and they're all pretty much bad accents.
It's the same thing that they did in Rome, though, in fairness. The accent, like, when you think about it in Rome, Verenus and Pullo.
Yeah, but everybody spoke with more or less the same country's accents.
Yeah.
Although I suppose, as much as we're taking the piss out of the dubbed, how bad would it have been if they had gone for a low accents?
I will not hear bad words out of low accents. It was genius.
Oh wait, no, it worked for that.
Absolute genius.
Yeah, no, it worked for that. But that's a whole other different thing.
Yeah.
But no, the thing that I really like then when after they kidnap Lola and they bring her back to Taha's base and Taha's like, great, we have her now. I'd love to see the look on Leto's face when he realises.
And he crashes in through the ceiling immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
She's
later.
Not even in the building yet.
Yeah, she's in the elevator. No, she's in the elevator on the way up. And Leto smashes through the window, slams his face into the table and puts a knife to his throat before K2 even makes it into the room. And I love it. It's a really nice touch.
He's like, you were looking for me. And he's like, oh God. Also, how they remove themselves from that scene, because they've got Taha with guns pointed at him.
And cocaine all over his face.
Lots of cocaine all over him. And then walking him out backwards.
Yeah.
Lots of gun pointing.
Yeah,
very
past
nice way.
All the gang.
Into the car, and out they go. I love the stinger strip at the garage entrance.
Oh, that car takes so much. That car survives against a 50 cal.
Yeah.
they shoot 50 cals at that thing and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Mind you, so does the police truck later on.
Yeah, the really flimsy looking police truck.
When it's running on the rims. And there's that crackhead.
just watching it in
disbelief as this, yeah. Fucking brilliant. But yeah, no, there's, as I said, that we've talked a fair bit about actual specific plot things, but kind of after that, when Lola gets properly kidnapped, and Leto gets fucked off to prison, and we get introduced to Damien.
Yeah, well, Leto's solution to the police leaving the district, because the police are packing up and moving on out.
Yeah,
it's to kill the police chief.
Yeah, and that police chief kill is nice. Yeah, it's particularly
because
nice.
they're like, here's your drug deal. They bring Taha with them after they managed to extract her from the initial kidnapping.
Yeah,
they're like, here he is, here's all his drugs, we're after bringing you the biggest dealer in the area. And the police chief is like, right, lock up Leto, Taha, take your drugs and go. And he's like, look, I'm out of here, we're gone, we don't want any shit. Taha's like, well, I'm having the girl too.
Yep.
Knocks her out, takes her. Leto loses his shit, and then kills kills
the police chief. Yeah.
He ends up in prison. It cuts to 6 months later. We get this beautiful casino sequence.
Yeah.
Introducing us to our cop.
But yeah, no, the casino sequence is just, it's a fantastic action set piece. It took about 6 or 7 days to film.
I'm sorry, that guy who gets the corner of the table.
That hurts every time watching
Every time. That guy's a fucking hero.
He lands right on the corner of the table, right on the small of his back, and it just looks so fucking sore.
No matter how much padding you have on, that hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That hurt. That guy's a fucking hero.
There's
a couple of big hits in that as well, where you're just going,
One of the guys in the chase sequence gets taken out in a very similar way and lands on a dumpster, much the same. And I really hope it wasn't the same guy, just for the sake of that poor stuntman.
He doesn't hit. It's not just the dumpster. He hits a couple of things on the way down.
Yeah, but it still doesn't look as sore as that poor fucker who hits the casino table.
Yeah, because the table doesn't break either.
Yeah,
he just rolls off in a heap.
But that is one of the things that, as fantastic as all the parkour sequences are in this.
There's some really nice fight sequences.
Yeah, the actual fight sequences, particularly the one at the end, and then this one in the casino. Really well done. Some really nice martial arts from Cyril Raffaelli. Some nice gun stuff as well.
Yeah.
Because there's not a huge amount of... That's the only real,
There's not a lot of gunfighting in it.
That's the only real gunfight in it.
No, but the majority of them that got into parkour in the early days would have come from a martial arts background.
Yeah, a lot of them come from martial arts or gymnastics background, yeah. But, that casino scene is just so much fun. It really is. From start to finish. But I particularly like the bit where...
I'm sorry, the wig. The wig is... How did he get away? He talks about how he likes to infiltrate things for months ahead of time because he's an undercover cop. I was like, how? How did you wear that wig and nobody noticed for 6 months?
Yeah.
And the bad fucking stuck on mustache that looks like one of those ones that you find in comedy films.
Yeah.
That's
No, it's pretty bad. He looks like a bad porn actor. But when he's
in Casa Erotica.
But yeah, no, when he reveals himself as a cop and he says basically any slight movement that I take as a threatening gesture will be met with deadly force by means of self-defense or something along those lines. And Carlos is like, what does that mean? He's like, I see you moving any way I don't like and I will paint the room red. Yeah. And it's like, so this is just standard cop procedure in Paris nowadays, apparently.
Yeah. I do like the big weight thing that the special forces drop down through the vent. We wouldn't want to have been stood under that when it came down. Flattened.
Oh, yeah.
And then the way they winch Carlos out is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, you're fine, nothing's broken. Yeah, I'm okay. And then he pistol whips him.
Then ties him up by the feet and they winch him out.
Oh, it's so funny. But it's just a really fun action film.
Yeah. It's a series of well-executed fight and chase sequences linked together by some plot.
Yeah, beyond what we've talked about so far, you basically have Damien getting told that a nuclear bomb has been hijacked by Taha in District 13. He has to go and team up with Leto to get back into District 13 and stop the bomb. And from there on, we probably won't really talk a lot about plot elements.
No.
But it's just, it's just really fast-paced the whole way through. But particularly from there on, everything does just kind of ramp up.
Yeah. Well, they have, they're on a time deadline because this bomb was accidentally activated. Yeah. And they have 24 hours, otherwise it goes off in the middle of Paris, basically.
Well, in the middle of the district, but yeah. But it's... I do really like how the district is built up as well. Like the little bits that we see, particularly when they're breaking back into the district and they meet those kind of yardie guys. Yeah,
they're yardies for lack of a better...
and the fight scene there with the steering wheel. Beautiful.
I was he's like, that's my car you crashed into.
Yeah.
It's a piece of shit.
This isn't Monaco, man. This is Baghdad. And he pulls out the massive pistol.
It's a big old Desert Eagle as well.
Yeah, fucking great. But yeah, even there, that's...
Even the fight sequence when they're hijacking the van, when he's like, I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets out the back and over.
Slides
and then
across the top of the van.
Seatbelts are important, people.
Yes, seatbelts are important. Otherwise, that cop would still be in the van.
Yes, and not thrown out onto the pavement doing 60.
Yeah. But no, I like the way the district does seem to be... Taha seems to be the big boss, but it does seem to be split up.
There's smaller minions who seem to either pay him dues or...
Yeah, these guys seem to have their own territory out near the edge of the district.
Yeah, they're picking up the scraps.
Yeah, it looks like it's full of crackheads and... Yeah. And then, as you said, the security guards having guns and some people going around having fancy cars and others in complete bangers, or as you said, plenty of burnt out cars. But it is Paris.
Yeah, burnt out cars, burning out cars as a form of protest is step one in a French protest.
Oh yeah, it's not a real
protest. And
they'll
admit that themselves, it's not a real protest unless you burn out a car.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Because look at it, it's only a car.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, the way the district is built up, it's, as I said, it's a lot of show, don't tell, which is nice because...
I just like in the story about that, when they're telling him about the bomb being hijacked and they talk about them using the kids to wash the windows of the van. And I was like, oh, that's such a Ballymun thing.
Yeah.
Was it Teresa's Gardens?
What follows is definitely more of a rat thing.
Yeah, but it was in Teresa's Gardens where the kids would strip cars out in about 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
They'd leave a nice car and nobody knew.
Oh, and the cops wouldn't drive into Teresa's Gardens because they'd drop cinder blocks off the roof on top of the cop cars.
No, that was Ballymun before they took the towers down.
I think it was any of the flats, to be honest with you.
They didn't take police cars near flats. They drop cinder blocks on them.
Yeah, and this very much seems like District 13 seems like that kind of place.
Yeah.
Because it's the first thing that when they crash into your man, the yardie fella's car, a little kid sees it and the first thing he does is run off to tell your man. Yeah. Those guys are after crashing into your car. Go and fucking kill them.
Yeah.
One of the things I think we'll definitely have to address that we haven't yet is in the dubbing. And probably as a warning, very early on, we were fucking shocked because when we watched it the first time, we watched it with subtitles.
We've stated this before with Juan of the Dead. There are certain things that are lost in translation that because we don't speak the original language, we have to rely on what the subtitles have said or what the dubbing has said. However, in this case, the subtitles, subtitles.
3 times in the subtitles, the F slur is used.
Yeah.
And all 3 times it's used in the subtitles. In the dubbed, it's replaced with other just insults, asshole, shithead, whatever.
But they replaced but at the very start, where he in the French he says, I'm not your servant.
Yeah, and in the dubbed he says, I'm not your N-word.
Yeah, the pair of us, it was screeched to a halt. Sorry, what now?
Because it was after...
Again, this is the first time we've ever watched it with the dubbing on because I will always take subtitles over dubbing any day of the week.
Because
so that was
in the
shocking.
Subtitles, just before that, in the subtitles, when K2 is outside and he comes up to the 2 guys, he says something he calls them ladies and then says that they're already wet the second he steps outside the car.
Yeah, he refers to them as pussies.
Yeah, but in the dubbed version, he gets out of the car and he calls them the F-slur.
Yes.
And says they're hot to trot. And we were like, that's weird. I know they use the F-slur later in the subtitles, but they decided to put it in here. And then 2 minutes later,
change that to
2 minutes later, they throw out the N-slur when the line is, I'm not your servant, get up and change the channel yourself.
Yeah.
It was, that was a bizarre
excessive
choice. And I mean, I know, okay, it was 2004 or whatever, but it was still fucking 2004. That wasn't acceptable back then either.
No.
You know, it was...
Like, it wasn't in the French at all. Like, it just seems to have been put in. Like, also, by the way, if you're looking for this in America, this is actually called District B13 because it's Banlieue 13.
Yeah, and in the dubbed version, they keep calling it Barrio 13. And that is purely because... I can't say that because of spoilers. But there's a thing at the end.
Well, also it says B13 on all the walls and it kept confusing people.
Yeah, so it's District B13 in America, District 13 in Europe, and Banlieue 13 in France.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch out for that Ensler at the start if you're watching the dub version.
Yeah.
It comes out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. It really, really excessive.
Yeah.
Quite shocking.
Yeah, completely unnecessary.
Yeah, wasn't prepared for it. Did not.
Yeah, weird one. Weird one. A really weird one. Especially considering they're supposed to be the good guys.
Yeah.
Like...
it just...
Because it's the bad guys who say the F-slurs any other time in the film.
Yeah, it just really was kind of shocking to hear it. Because
that's the thing, I suppose it's the only other time that we'd ever really hear it in a film at all is maybe something like Training Day or Blazing Saddles.
Yes, and in Blazing Saddles it is thrown out copiously, but that almost is
that's
the
kind
point
of the point of Blazing Saddles. But we're not getting into the satire of Blazing Saddles now.
No, but it's in this it was unnecessary because obviously we up until this point it had always been the subtitle version which just says I'm not your servant.
Yeah, and
it was like, hang on, what? Because there's not an awful lot of cursing or there's not a lot of slurs used throughout the rest of the film.
Yeah, and the guy who says
really stood out as just being unnecessary.
And the guy who says it, he's not white, but at the same time, it's not like, say, in Training Day, where it's like black gangsters or whatever who would use that word a lot. French people don't. Also,
it's not in Europe. It's not a word that's commonly used anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
we don't
black French people
that word.
Yeah, black French people wouldn't use that word to other black French people in the same way that black American people might to other black American people.
Yeah, it's not a word that is used here, even among communities like
except for by absolute racist cunts.
Yeah, that's
the only people.
It's not.
If you use that word in Europe, you're a racist cunt.
Yeah, it's not a word you would throw out to your friends or anything. Like it's a word that's not acceptable in any circle to use.
Yeah, so that was a weird one and probably worth a warning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're definitely worth going with the subtitles instead of the dubs, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I'll always say that. I think this is probably the first time I've ever watched a film from start to finish dubbed.
Unless it was like the crazy old 70s Asian films.
Yeah, if it was something that was like on TV when I was a kid, that was dubbed, I had no choice but to listen to it. But certainly when there's a choice between subtitled and dubbed.
Subtitles all the way.
Yeah, subtitles all the way. The same way that when there's a choice between CGI and...
live action!
Live action, I'll pick live action. And the same way when there's a choice between streaming and digital media... Or sorry, physical media.
Yeah.
I'll always choose physical media.
Yes.
Actually, one of the things I never knew about this film was that there was a remake in 2014 called Brick Mansions.
I've never heard of.
No, it wasn't until before we sat down to watch this. I think I was looking it up on IMDb, and one of the reviews was like, "Oh, I watched Brick Mansions before I ever watched this," and I was like,
"Was it kind of like Mean Machine?" We had the UK Mean Machine, which was the football, soccer.
Yeah, and Rec and Quarantine. And,
let the right one
Ring
in.
And the Ring, and let the right one in, and let me in. Yeah,
the girl with the dragon tattoo and the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah, Old Boy and Old Boy.
Yeah,
the shitter American version of a foreign film. And in this case it was...
Ferngully and Avatar.
But
it's the same fucking film!
We're not getting onto Avatar, okay? But yeah, Brick Mansions had Paul Walker in it. It was the last full role he did before he passed away. And Davy Bell... Paul Walker played the cop character.
Yeah.
And Davy Bell basically played Leto again.
Alright.
But it was just set in
America.
America.
And it's set in Detroit.
Yeah.
And RZA is in it as well.
Yeah, he's the bad guy. He's Taha, I'm pretty sure.
Tremaine
he's the gang boss.
Alexander.
Yeah, so I have never heard of it until about a week ago, despite the fact that it came out 8 years ago. And yeah, I don't
Luc Besson adapted the screenplay.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd ever bother watching it, to be honest with you.
They brought in another co-writer, so I'm going to say that they probably changed it a lot, considering he didn't even use his own name. He co-wrote it as Rough Argonauts.
Okay. So, oh no, do you know what that is? Somebody wrote a screenplay, it was kind of similar, and they went, hey, that's kind of like that District 13 film from a few years ago.
Yeah, so
will we just fucking remake that and give him a credit?
Okay, well, you'd be pleased to know that Brick Mansions has a 5.2 on IMDb.
Oh, okay.
Whereas District 13 has a 7.1.
Oh, good. Yeah. Above 7. Well deserved above 7.
In Metascore. It did get, like I said, a lot of praise from the international audience in terms of doing something new and sharp and fresh within action. It was a new way of showing it. And this is kind of when we start to get the rise of things being done on Handycam as well.
Oh, well, also, and after this film.
And smaller budget, people being able to make these big, what would have been massive budget films, they were able to make with like smaller disposable cameras that they were able to stick up around the place.
After this film and Casino Royale, the chase scene in Casino Royale, parkour suddenly started showing up in every action film. But the best bit, and I think I know what you wanted to bring up, would I be right in saying that your favourite parkour bit in a film ever?
Oh my god, in Punisher Warzone!
Yep. The parkour criminal lads in Punisher Warzone who are cheesy as fuck. And one of them's doing a flip from one building to another, and
that's not real parkour.
No, it's free running as well.
That's free running. There is a distinction.
And Frank Castle just pulls out a rocket launcher and blows up one of the mid flip. It's fucking brilliant.
It was just so unnecessary. Basically, the difference between parkour and free running is if there's a lot of unnecessary flips, it's free running.
It's functionality.
Yeah.
Parkour is A to B in the quickest and most efficient way possible.
Free running is
more about flair and just kind of
spinnies,
having fun with it. Yeah, flips and spinning
it's the
around
fun
and
side
stuff.
of it. But
there was a whole lot of politics and bullshit back in the day over that in the parkour and free running communities.
There's a lot of gatekeeping into it as well.
Yeah, gatekeeping bullshit. But the less said about that, the better. Is there anything else in this film that you particularly liked?
I really enjoyed the soundtrack. It's got a lot of really, really good French hip-hop on it.
It has excellent French hip-hop, particularly the ending track, which fucking threw me a curveball because it starts off and it sounds like it's going to be some really bad poppy R&B shit from like 1999, 2000, and then just switches into some hardcore French hip-hop that's fucking deadly.
Yeah, no, there's some really good music in it.
I think it was done by a French hip-hop artist.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All the music.
Fred Dupont. I can't pronounce their names. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hey, we know we got close to at least one person's name correctly. Only because they told us.
Really good French hip hop. It's a lovely looking film. What I like is it doesn't look washed out or anything like that. Because sometimes it was like kind of very much a Hollywood trope at the time to like use like some sort of colour filter to make it look more grimy.
Yeah, that could very easily have been done for District 13.
And it's nice that you get, like, because you have all these just normal people going around, like, all of Taha's gang, they're all wearing, like, the big baggy jeans with the NHL shirts. They're trying to emulate, like, American gangsters. They've got the gold chains. Like, that's kind of the style that they're very much going for.
You can see that Taha very much pictures himself as a Scarface.
Oh, yeah.
His big flowery robe thing that he wears the whole time. Yeah.
I just like how he goes at the very start of the film from these really nice, thin, neat lines of coke to just having a
big chunky lines to then a giant pile.
He just has the pile on the table.
Which actually, when he slams his fist into it.
And it flares up everywhere and then he's trying to brush it all back.
Which actually, that leads me nicely into my favourite ancillary character in this, of the accountant.
Oh, that accountant is the smartest person in that room. He's just like, this is what you need to know. I'm gone. Bye-bye. I'm just the accountant. See ya.
As shit goes down, it's not a spoiler because the good guys win and the bad guys lose. But as it's clear that the bad guys are starting to lose, the accountant comes in and delivers some bad news. But he does it at a choice time when he knows Taha's gun is empty.
Yes.
Delivers him the bad news and then is like, well, I'm out of here. Goodbye. And just the way he does it is fucking brilliant.
Just, excuse me.
Yeah, Jamal the accountant.
Yes.
He's great. Oh, and
Jamal the accountant has some set of balls on him. Like he does.
But I like criminal accountants.
Yes.
Like that.
They tend to be quite fun, and they're like, "Yep, out of here, bye bye."
You know, yeah, no, I'm still an accountant. Like, I'm not a fucking.
I just do the books.
I'm not a drug dealer. Like Simon the Devious's accountant.
Yes.
Who ends up getting turned into a corpse.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it is. It's a really fun film. If I had to be critical about it, it's a bit short.
It's
a
very
short film,
but it's very punchy.
Yeah, it doesn't feel overly short. Like, I wouldn't mind it to be another proper full-on parkour chase sequence like the start thrown in somewhere towards the end, because there's a bit of a chase sequence towards the bomb at the end that falls a bit flat for me compared to that first chase sequence.
It kind of slows down a little bit.
Where they're being chased by cars.
I just found it they don't make it super clear, because when it opens at the start, you get the wall. And it gives you 2010 as the date on it, but that's the date the wall was constructed. But it doesn't actually say that it's 3 years later anywhere after that.
Supposed to say
it's supposed to say, but it actually doesn't. And then you don't find out that 6 months later, unless you catch it when they're introducing Leah. They're saying, "Oh, this is your guide who's going to take you through the district. You know, he's been in prison for 6 months. He knows it." Out. If you don't catch that,
although there is 6 months. There's 6 months later, it comes up on the screen and a car drives across it.
Yeah,
but
you can.
But yeah, it'd be easy to miss. But again,
it's just not very clear. It just looks like this all takes place in like 2 or 3 days.
Well, I suppose once you see, so long as you see him in that prison cell being told, "Oh, you're getting transferred," you assume, all right, well, enough time has passed that he's been put into the prison system. Even if he missed the 6 month bit.
It could just be that he's being transferred. That the first time I watched it, I just assumed that he was still being held in
holding somewhere.
Yeah, and he was now being transferred off to prison.
Does it matter that much though? Because the only thing.
No, I could just see how it was confusing for people.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people just thought that it was set in 2010.
Especially when he's talking about Lola being kept on a chain and stuff like that.
If you saw her being completely drugged out of it, you would be a bit like...
She doesn't look like she's spent the last 6 months being force-fed heroin.
Yeah, and speaking of her and things that I don't like, the catching the match on the roof. Oh,
that is dodgy.
That's nobody can...
dodgy.
It looks like shit. For starters, it's one of the only things that looks bad in the film.
Yeah, apart from that wig.
Apart from the wig. Yeah, but yeah, it looks like shit when the match gets caught. And nobody could catch a match like that. And they couldn't...
Vapor. There is this thing called fuel-bound vapor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's petrol. Petrol vaporizes quite easily.
Yeah, it's a nice sunny day in the start of September.
Hot.
Yeah, that would have caught already.
That would have been a fireball. She would have also possibly passed out because she's lying in it.
But also, all they had to do was, as she lights the last match and goes to throw it, is you have a hand come onto screen and stop her hand from throwing it. Not catching it a split second before it hits the petrol on the ground.
I also have issues with the fact that she lies on the end of that chain instead of standing up, because it's only chained to her hands. Her feet aren't attached. She could have hunkered. Or knelt or something.
Yeah, I assume she's supposed to be coming around from like a 6 month long drug binge, so she's not
got enough self-awareness to like realise that she's in a bad place. Plus, if she's supposed to be coming down off a 6 month drug binge, she should be vomiting in the corner somewhere. Racked. She should be able to move.
Yeah, this is true. But yeah, they're only really the one or two small things that I would complain about. I say, it is
unrealistic drug come down.
Yeah, unrealistic drug come down. Unrealistic petrol vapor lighting thing. The match thing is just a bit pants.
Yeah, it does take you out of it because everything else you see them doing it, and that is obviously CG'd.
Yeah, and
it is really badly CG'd.
Yeah, and really, really shitty dubbing with one really, really unnecessary slur.
Yeah.
But other than that, absolutely top-notch action film. Really fun.
It's a Saturday night stupid movie.
Because it's so short, you could literally knock it out in the length of time, slightly longer than like a Game of Thrones episode or something like a Netflix hour-long episode. Yeah, 80 minutes, and probably 5 minutes of that would be credits anyway. So 75-minute film. You don't get many of those anymore.
No, it's very short,
really
very snappy, and then you can bang on to the sequel, which was District 13 Ultimatum, which just went completely over the top. It's hilarious.
We might.
It went the same way as Ong Bak 2 or Where's My Elephant?
Yeah.
Where it just became a sequence of fight scenes very loosely strung together with the script. Like they planned all the fight sequences and then wove a narrative around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
District 13 Ultimatum
It's a bit like that.
Is very much like that. Although the girl with the mad long plot with the blade in the end is one of the best characters in that.
Yeah, I forgot
She's
about that.
She's great fun.
But we probably will do that, but maybe not next week, because next week we are finally going to do Doomsday.
Because we got it back!
We finally got it back. I got some shit on Twitter for it, because my brother-in-law had to go hunting in the attic for it and was upset that we still use DVDs, but...
Yeah, but your brother-in-law will just pack up shit that is in his way and put it in the attic, regardless of whether or not it actually belongs to somebody else or is in use by somebody else.
I take more issue with being told that I was in the media stone age, because while I am...
How old is his computer that he's still playing Football Manager?
Oh, I know. Well, no, but that aside, case in point, we can't find Doomsday on any fucking streaming service.
No, it's gone.
So if we want to watch it, we have to have it on DVD. Yep. And now we have it back on DVD, so we will be back next week with Doomsday.
Yes.
Fantastic film from Dog Soldiers and The Descent director Neil Marshall.
Yes.
But in the meantime, if you want, you can go back and listen to our previous, 11 or 12 episodes of MonoRants at the Movies now?
Yeah.
And we have also covered every episode of The Boys and Diabolical over on MonoRants at the Boys.
And if you have any movie recommendations that you think we will enjoy, or if you have something that you want us to watch and tear apart.
Yeah, or
for
praise.
For lack of a better thing.
Tear apart or praise, or both.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah,
We're always interested in seeing new things.
Definitely. And you can let us know on Twitter at rantsmono or over on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, or you can send us a message to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll be back next week with Doomsday finally.
Yay!
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are MonoRants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Sci-Fi.